Welcome back to Two in a Blue. I am your host, Steve DeStefano, here with our guest host, LiUNA Eastern Regional Organizer, Rob Rodriguez, friend of the show.
Yes, sir.
Filming, as always, from the Energy Defender studio. For any of your solar and roofing needs, call Energy Defenders. Rob.
Yo.
Dude, it's been a while since we had anyone on here that's like been working. we've been Two in a Blue for like 3 weeks, dude.
How's it feel?
I love it.
Man, walking outside was dangerous this morning, bro.
Yeah, were you outside all day?
Man, I walked outside, bro. It was like 1 degree. I immediately put the heat on, like, nah, this isn't it. I had to let my car heat up, just go outside. No. I think after January 1st, we should just skip the spring and just
everyone gets Two in a Blue.
Yeah, just relax.
National laborers season.
Go home. Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
don't worry about nothing. So you're doing a lot outside?
There's really been, the job site's been slow, but we had a picket line up in Trenton at New Jersey College. That was rough.
What's going on over there?
There's a GC named Imperial Construction, and they kind of went non-union on the whole thing and didn't want to negotiate, didn't want to do any collective bargaining. So Local 77 tried to negotiate with them, tried to sit down and talk with them. Negotiations broke down. Scabby comes out, but hopefully they're making some progress with that now. But they've been up since before Thanksgiving, and they're still out there. So
damn,
yeah,
damn, keep fighting. I'm glad you brought up Scabby the Rat, because there is a in front of the Empire State Building there is a cat. What is this cat? Is that a new character?
The cat is a New York thing, so I'm not gonna act like I have every information on the cat. I do know it's like the fat cat. You know what I mean? Like it's but
cats are annoying.
Cats are very annoying. It's interesting seeing a cat next to a rat, though, right? Like, yeah.
You would think they don't get along.
Yeah, Tom and Jerry type
cool,
situation.
Yeah. They're cool. Dude, I'm such a dick to my cat. My cats are assholes. You know, I talk to my cat like a human being, and I just say like the most absurd things you could possibly say. I talk to him like I talk to drivers from inside my car. You know, I was like, no one likes you.
You got road rage on your cat?
I'm just like, no one likes you, dude. Go away. Like, I'm gonna put you outside and leave you out there.
I don't trust cats, man. Cats are just too smart for me. Like
they're dicks, dude.
They seem like they know what's going on.
They knock shit down on purpose.
Yeah. I like dogs because dogs are kind of like dumb in a loving way. But yeah, cats are like annoying.
They are.
Yeah.
They're supposed to be so like independent, but they're very dependent.
All the organizers, well, not all of them, but like there's a couple organizers in New York that love cats. Jarrell, Taff, Gino, they came out here to Philly and somehow they escaped with 2 kittens from Kensington. I don't know how it happened, but every time I see these cats, I'm like, yo, those are Kensington cats. Like, you should have got them all their shots. You know what I mean? Like, those are the worst kind of kittens to have. Yeah. Kensington cats.
Fuck. I want water. He left. Before I could tell.
I seen you looking over at him. Made me look over too. Like, what's going on?
Maybe he'll get me one.
Maybe he can hear you?
He definitely can't hear me.
You don't think he can hear you?
No. Yeah, but so like my cat, like I like him just fine, but I like him because I can unload on him verbally, and he just like looks at me like
he's your punching bag.
Yeah.
Get everything off on him.
Yeah. So last time you were here, you were briefly discussing like a. Can I have a water, please? Sorry. I tried to catch you before you left. Yeah. Last time you were here, you were discussing this 30-day challenge you were doing.
75.
75?
Yeah, man.
Let me hear it.
First of all, I got it from Bernard Caligari. He always was challenging people at the region to do the 75 hard thing, like to see how strong-willed you were. But every time I tried it, I failed, right? I try to like do it different ways, like it's a unforgiving process. But for 75 days, you don't drink liquor, no sweets. You do a 45-minute workout inside and a 45-minute workout outside. You drink a gallon of water, and you got to read 10 pages a day, and you got to follow a diet. And if you miss one thing out of any of those things, you got to start from scratch. You can't just keep going. You can't be like, oh, I drink. Like, literally, like, you can't say I missed out on 2 ounces of water. You failed the whole thing.
That's a good challenge.
It's very difficult.
What diet are you doing?
I'm doing a high protein, low carb diet. So, like, I'm taking in, like, around 240 grams of protein a day. and then like everything else, like my calories are counted. So like as long as my protein hit that count, I gotta break everything down between like
So
carbs
your
and
carbs
fats.
were low carbs?
Yeah, because everything's protein. So majority of my diet now comes from protein. So I just got to break everything else down between fat and carbs. And I got like an app. So like whatever food I eat.
MyFitnessPal?
No, I didn't even use that one. It's a different one. I used to use MyFitnessPal, then the price went up on that. But I found another one that I've been using that all I gotta do is say what I'm eating. It calculates it for me, and then like I can see what I gotta manipulate through the rest of the day. You know what I mean?
I know that app. I forget what it's called. But
You can take a picture of
I've
your
tried
food too.
it. Yeah,
and
I've tried that app. That's cool. It's hard to eat 240 grams of protein a day.
Yeah, you got to be real timed out with it. Like I can even go over protein. I just can't go under that protein intake. You know what I mean? So
That's a lot of protein.
it's a lot of shakes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta get creative.
I wake up in the morning.
A lot of eggs?
Immediately a 40. Yeah, a lot of eggs. My lady is mad, but
You gotta get some chickens, dude.
yo, I wake up in the morning, drink a 40 grams of protein, go to the gym, come back in, another 40 grams of protein. Then I grab like a hard-boiled eggs. You know, Sam's Club got like a bag of the hard-boiled eggs in a package. I eat 3 packs of those, so that's 6 eggs. And then I'll have like a protein bar that got like an additional like 15 grams and some carbohydrates in it, but like fiber. And that's like my breakfast. And I'm
An egg is
6 grams of protein.
6 grams, and you're eating 6. So you're at 6 to 8. So you're like 40
36.
grams with them.
Yeah.
Plus 80 with the protein shakes. So you're at 120. Plus how much in the?
The protein bar is like 12 grams of protein in it.
Damn, bro, you're halfway through your
That's what I try to do, but like
by
not as long as there's a 2-hour break between everything, I know I'm gonna digest it.
Yeah.
So like I'll drink my protein shake when I wake up, and I'll go to the gym within an hour, and then my workout's another hour. So by the time I'm done with that, it's been 2 hours in my last meal.
You must be pissing like a racehorse.
You don't even want to know, bro. Like I be driving down the street having to stop at random rest stops, McDonald's, Dunkin' Donuts. Like
It's because you're putting all that protein in. It's too much for your
no,
body.
it's a gallon of water a day you have to drink.
I drink a gallon too, though.
And the protein shake don't count towards your water. Like
No,
even
no,
if you
no,
make
no.
it water,
Right.
it don't count. So
But so I always drink a gallon a day when I'm working. It's hard when you're not working, but I do at least a half gallon a day anyway. But I always notice that on Monday, Tuesday, I'm pissing like a racehorse, and it's because I'm detoxing
yeah.
from the weekend. By Wednesday, Thursday, a gallon, I could do a gallon and a half, no problem, and I'm not pissing like unusually a lot.
Right.
I think if you saved one of your 40-ounce shakes or 40 grams of protein shake for another time in the day, it'll reduce the amount of piss breaks you got to take.
I have to take it in because if I take it later on in the day, it's gonna mess up my little system for like how I figured out to meet that exact amount within that time. Because
can't just do it like before you go to bed or something.
Because I don't know how my day's gonna be. Right. So it's like if I already did 100 something grams of protein, I already got mapped out by like 9:30, 10 in the morning. I got that. It could be a crazy line. I could be having to take a trip to Delaware, and I don't even know where my next stop is to get actually a healthy count of protein in. Right. So now I have to figure out the rest of the day, make some substitute here and there, but I already know I did most of my heavy lifting in the morning before I even started this trip. So that's why I do it that way. But,
that's cool.
Yeah.
But you're doing 45 minutes of working out outside.
Yeah, I walk now. So
when do you take your walk?
I try to take it at 4 o'clock because the later it gets in the day, the more it sucks. It sucks regardless, but yeah. And it hurts the most in the weekend.
Take little man with you?
No, it's too cold out there for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it was spring or summer, I'd take him with me in a stroller or something, but it's too cold out there. But
that's cool. So why don't you try doing your protein shake while you're walking during your walk?
I do have one in the episode.
Oh, you're doing another one then too.
Yeah, I told you I got taking like 260 grams of protein a day, so it's like because you got to have like 1 pound a gram of protein per pound. So I weigh like 265. So I had to get a gram of like 260 a day. And then, like now, if I get hungry, now you want a late night snack. You can't have no late night snack. I'm over here eating freaking Greek yogurt or some bullshit.
Fruit.
You know what I mean? Like
fruits.
Fruit is, I get tired of fruits because I make a smoothie to try to switch it up and do something different. You got to find ways to change it up because vanilla gets boring after a while.
Yeah, that's brutal. I have a juicer.
Yeah.
So I I mean, I'm two in a blue. So one day I was like, I want to make some like orange juice for the kids. The kids have been like crushing orange juice, and orange juice is just loaded with sugar. I'm like, let me just go get a couple bags of oranges, and I'll make them some real oranges. So I used a little bit of pineapple for a little additional sweetness instead of sugar, and then I used a little bit of grapefruit to like kind of balance it out a little bit. Mm-hmm. So it was like a bag of oranges, one grapefruit, one pineapple, and that was the juicing.
Yeah.
Dude, I got a bowl, I guess, filled up with fruit, and I'm just ripping it through this thing. I'm just pouring out juice, dude. I might be like, I don't know, 1/12 of the way through this monster bowl, and the thing just takes a shit on me. I was like, what the hell am I gonna do? I had to go to Walmart and buy a new juicer. Just because I didn't want to waste the fruit.
Because you was overloading the juicer.
I must have been, dude.
That's crazy.
Well, that juicer, like, I've had it for a couple of years. I haven't used it in a while.
What kind of juicer was it?
The one that broke was a good brand one. I forget the name of it, but I bought a Ninja.
I've been going with Ninjas for everything.
Yeah,
I got
Ninja's
a blending how to brought Ninja. Yeah. It's just easier.
Yeah, it rips, dude.
My son's terrified of my blender. It's funny as hell. Like, wherever I put it on now, he sees it and he comes and walking around like a penguin. Just look at the noise, and then he runs away as fast as he can from it. Like, why'd you even come over here, bro? Like, Well, so if he's crying, I turn that joint on.
Well, he's out of the stage, right?
Yeah,
like the baby's still, like when she gets scared.
Yeah,
so like we hit the blender. She's like,
he goes like this. Like, he'll look at you like. You ever seen that meme with the cat looking over the fence? Like, the fuck they doing over there? Yeah. That's him. Like, he'll come around the corner. Like, what the?
So last week we touched on the fires in California a little bit. My concern when I was just basically spitballing out of my mind is like, all right, so like what I'm thinking is, what if this happened in my house, right? You see all this, you see the news about how all the private insurance companies are pulling out of California residents. So a lot of these people, the presumption is have absolutely no insurance, no fire insurance on their homes. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, dude, what would I do if my house burnt down and I had no fire insurance on it? Like, I'd be screwed.
Yeah.
Like, if you don't own that house outright, you owe the rest of the mortgage. Like, how do you ever buy another house? Like, what does the middle class and lower class, working class do in Southern California? So I said I was going to dig a little bit, and I did. I called the LiUNA, the Southern California LiUNA, which is the, what is it? Where am I at here? It's the Southern California District Council of Laborers. I talked to a receptionist. She took my information down, and she had John Preciado call me back, who's a business manager for them. Okay.
Did some networking.
Yeah. I didn't know who else to call. I called a friend in D.C. who's tied in with politics, and I asked him if he knew anyone out in California. He did. Knew two people. One was dead. One was going through like a medical emergency. So that was a dead end.
Yeah, it got dark.
And my brother-in-law, and my brother-in-law, he was stationed in California, so he's got a lot of contacts out there. So I asked him if he knew anyone. He said, talk to the idiot firefighter chief. So I was like, all right, I guess I'm not getting any help here.
Yeah.
So I called LiUNA.
There you go.
Yeah, and so John called me back, and I asked him like these questions, right? So the private insurances are pulling out of California because California will not allow them to assess the insurance policies based on modeling. Modeling is looking ahead into the future, like a predictive measure,
right?
For an insurance premium,
right?
California only allows them to use the past. So the private insurance company said, "Fuck you, we're out."
Because things are changing.
Right. Now, California, at the same time, has a policy called the California Fair Plan, which any high-risk homes that don't have fire insurance, because these private companies all pulled out, all these private insurance companies all pulled out, California now insures these homes. The state of California.
So the state handles that.
The state handles it.
Okay.
I don't know if it's free. I don't think it's free. It might be. They just cover it.
Right.
now these fires came through, and this whole model, this Fair Plan Act, this California Fair Plan Act is totally bankrupt.
Yeah, because it's not the amount of damage it costs.
Yeah, they didn't even have close to the amount. But these people are covered. Like something's gonna you have to assume the federal government's gonna step in. Like something's gonna bail them out.
I think before Biden left office, he had directed some whatever the cost was, he was going to cover it fully, completely from the federal level. But then you got the bureaucracy, right? I seen something else where there was some private insurance companies still out there, some of them, and some of them were trying to deny the policy claims that people were claiming, or telling them that they had to rebuild somewhere else or rebuild on the spot. But it was something tricky where some of the people didn't want to move, or some of them wanted to rebuild where they was at. But I guess the insurance company was it's too much of a threat to rebuild over there. You can rebuild over here, basically relocating people. Mm-hmm. But I don't want to be mean and none of that, because it doesn't matter who it happened to, right? A fire is a fire. But the Palisades, where a lot of them houses burning at, them guys ain't broke, right? These guys are they got bread, you know what I mean? It's still a messed up situation, all that, right? But
those aren't the people with, so that I don't even think California's concerned about that.
No.
That's not where their focus is going.
Yeah, no.
the Pasadena fire, all that area. That's gonna be big time affecting.
Yeah, that is bad.
The middle and working class.
Yeah, and even below the middle class. Yeah.
So I'm asking him dude, what? So what's the fear here? And the fear is that these big developers are going to come in and just offer people money for their land
and buy up the land,
buy up all the land, and they're going to put up mansions, and they're just
pushing them out.
They're just pushing them all out.
Yeah.
But
where do they go?
Well, I don't know. I mean, if you get a big chunk of money from a developer, you get a big chunk of money from the insurance company, you kind of pick your spot.
Yeah, but it's just California's so big, and the amount of people that's been dislocated. You know what I mean?
No, it's daunting. I mean, it's when you got a pocket full of money, you don't feel like it is, but that money goes quick, dude.
Yeah, it goes real fast.
Yeah, that money goes real fast.
It goes real fast.
So, and in California, as it is anyway, as I was talking to John Preciado, he said the American dream of owning a home, it's dead for the middle class out there anyway. They don't even,
did some numbers on
they don't
that.
even try. He said in LA County, you cannot find a home for less than $1 million in LA County. That's nuts. So what do you do? So you rent, right? And then when it's time to retire, you move out. And that's a real shame for California. That's not the diversity that they claim to, I don't know, that they claim to want.
No.
I
was looking up earlier about what the middle class was for out there. So the middle class is $61,000 to $183,000 a year is the middle class. But then you're talking about you need $120,000 a year just to buy a $400,000 home. So imagine how much you need for an $800,000 home. Now people don't have that money.
Well, they've adjusted. They've adjusted the economist's view on how much money you have to make based on how much your house is.
Where it's out there in California.
Well, it used to be your mortgage used to be I think it was in the teens percentage of your bills, and then it took a big jump in the 70s, 80s. And then it was 36%, and now it's almost
yeah, it's ridiculous. The interest rate is crazy, and you don't realize how much the interest rate can that 1-2% makes.
Oh, it's wild, dude! It adds tens
of thousands of dollars. I don't even want to tell you what I'm paying on mortgage is wild.
Yeah,
I just want to go back to a 6, and I'll be happy with that.
6?
We came in a 7.4. Yeah,
I got lucky, dude. I'm at 3.
You was a 2020.
2021.
Yeah, that's when
I was right there, dude.
Unfortunately,
right before.
I wasn't prepared. Yeah. You ever seen the memes where the guy was I was wasting my time as a 7-year-old. I should have been purchasing a home.
Yeah. Well, New Jersey and California have very similar issues, right? It's really hard for 20-year-olds. If you're in your 20s, to buy a home.
Yeah. It's not going to happen.
And it's not going to happen. It's too much money.
No. That's why most of the people are renting right now. Mm-hmm. And that's when you get the affordable housing crisis. Now there's not enough units.
But then you get guys like BlackRock come in and they
buying everything up.
They're buying everything up, and it's they set the market, and then it kind of stays like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because it goes by. So I had found this out. This is what BlackRock was doing because the market goes by the sale of the house most recently in the neighborhood.
Comps.
So right.
Yeah.
So they'll come to a house that's probably worth like 80 grand and pay 200 above the asking. 280 now. So now that changes the entire market inside of the area, and you dominate the area based off buying cheap property at your price. And now you control the whole neighborhood. But I didn't even know it was like that. Like, it should be a fair process, but
yeah, no, it's wild. Yeah, so I asked what they could do, like getting back to the fires. I said, what, like, do you have any like ideas about like what they're going to do to like mitigate this risk moving forward? So they do currently have desalinization plants. Did I say that right? Desalination plants.
we got our expert linguistics back there.
Thank you, Lou. And they're very expensive. Like 1 gallon is like X amount of dollars.
Explain this to me as if I have never heard of this word before.
So a desalination plant, it turns ocean water into fresh water.
Okay.
It filters the saline out of the water so that it could be used, pumped through machinery without destroying the machinery, and then used to moisten the land and prevent fires or contain these monster wildfires.
I got you.
So that's one option, but everything, and then the other option is back when their last governor was there, I think it was Newsom, was their last California governor. They had a project to run 2 tunnels from North California to South California, and they were going to run water because North California has a ton of water. They're fine up there as far as water goes.
Yeah.
So they were going to run 2 tunnels. The desalination project is shut down by environmentalists. They said it affects the balance of the world when you desalinize the water. Now these helicopters to put these fires out are getting these enormous tubs of ocean water. They're dipping them into the ocean, flying them over the fires, and dumping them.
I thought they couldn't dump ocean water on the land.
No, they were.
Now they're doing it.
No, they were doing it. Yeah. And then the tunnel project got shut down by Newsom because of the environmentalist protests. And the environmentalists are basically, it's a private, it's not even like a state entity.
Right.
It's a private entity comprised of mostly wealthy who, if their house burns down, they build a new one. So
they're not concerned about it. It's not their problem.
Yeah, so it's just like California's a very unbalanced state right now.
Yeah, politically.
Yeah, politically, exactly. It's called a supermajority, and the Democrats, they don't even have to ask Republicans before they
can just pass whatever.
They just go. So there's no balance out there.
Yeah,
and it's turning into like a really, really left, like way too far left.
Yeah, Unfortunately, the politics extreme in any direction is terrible, right? Because especially when you said that they're rich people, because the one most concerned about a fire affecting their living condition isn't the person that can afford the $2 million home, right? Like Pasadena is concerned about that. They're not worried about what it's about to do to the tunnels getting built and messing all this stuff up. If I can't even have drinking water, I can't get this fire put out next to my house. So
yeah.
But
so but LiUNA is doing their part for their members. They put out
as we do.
Yeah, they put out they put out something for all the members. Anyone who was affected by the fires got to kind of put their name on a list, and then they do what they had to do to like help them out. The firefighters out there, they got inmate firefighters out there making $1 an hour.
This is crazy.
It's crazy.
Risking your life for $1 an hour.
There's like 200-300 of them on 24-hour shifts.
Yeah.
Working 24 hours, off 24 hours. They went out there, fed them all. LiUNA did, foot the bill for it. They fed them. I got a video. Here, check it out.
Sunday evening at the Rose Bowl parking lot B. The Southern California District Council of Laborers, and we're out here saying thank you to the first responders that are on the fire crews fighting these fires. We're appreciative of all the work they're doing and putting their life on the line so our members can go to work and do the cleanup and get LA rebuilt.
The laborers through labor's rising. We've been trying to get involved in the communities, especially during times like this. So what we try to do is get our members involved through the district council and our business manager, John Preciado. We make the connection. I reached out to Scott. I asked him, what could we do?
Welcome to Firefighter Base Camp. We're at the Rose Bowl. This is base camp for the Eaton Fire. So all the homes that were burned in Altadena, Pasadena, these are 7 incarcerated crews, about 250 incarcerated guys who've decided to come out, risk their life for $1 an hour and save homes. These guys are awesome. They work 24 hours on the fire, then they get 24 hours off. So we thought after they came off the fire for 24 hours, we'd do something nice. And thank God my guy right here, Alex from the Laborers Union, who's my buddy, and we thought we would come and give back tonight for these guys who are risking their lives to save our community.
We were deployed down here on the 7th to help fight this wildland fire here in Los Angeles. This is our inmate firefighting program, and very proud of our guys and the work that we're doing. Seeing the change in our guys when they start to believe they really understand who they are, where they're headed, they have a purpose, what they're meant to do. They get an opportunity to kind of put the past behind them by contributing to society and helping out.
That's what we do. Construction labor. So we got apprenticeship programs. We don't care what your past was.
So that's cool.
Yeah. I heard 9/11 was out there. I think from New York Greater Leicester, Jeremy Delgado had one out there. So I don't know if you ever heard of I Heart 9/11. So I Heart 9/11, there's people that's more qualified to speak on it than me, but basically it's a nonprofit organization that whenever there's a disaster, they send people out to help rebuild or to help out clear debris and all of that. They've been there for the hurricane in North Carolina. They went to Puerto Rico after the hurricanes, and they was in California after the fire happened. Well, still happening, right? And was out there doing what they had to do to help too. So LiUNA's definitely always involved too. And I gotta say this because I know I had seen some chatter about, well, these guys are criminals and X, Y, and Z or whatever, like trying to justify the reason, but those are all low-level offenders. You know what I mean? Like, they're not letting high-risk offenders go out there to fight a fire knowing they're going to run. There's a reason why them guys ain't running. They're low-level offenders, right? So those guys still have a chance to turn their lives around, do the right thing, and they out there just risking their lives for $1 a day. Like, give them a chance. Give them another shot. You know what I mean? But,
yeah. Well, that's what John was saying. Part of the reason they did it is, you know, because they were just making $1 an hour, and they wanted to give them a proper meal. The other one was to kind of, you know, let them know, like, hey, man, when you're done with all this,
yeah, we need
come
laborers.
see me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So that was cool. I thought that was really cool,
man. That's fire.
I can't believe. Go ahead.
Nah, I said that was fire. That was...
I can't believe California, as progressive as they are, they're paying people $1 an hour to go fight a fire. It's wild.
Listen, Jersey does the same thing. Every state does it with inmates. The reason why
firefighters out?
No, not firefighters, but we don't really have that problem over here, right? Mm-hmm. Milk, Jones Farm. You ever heard of Jones Farm in Trenton? Like where a lot of dairy those are inmates doing that, taking care of the eggs and the farm over there and taking care of the land. Those are inmates. Taking care of the trash on the side of the road. Those are inmates.
Where's the $1 an hour come from? From the tax money?
Yeah. So when you're dealing with a public prison. Well, when you don't, public because it's private prisons. The state allocates a certain amount of money from public tax money in order to take care of each individual that they house, right? Like a certain amount of money per individual to clothe you, to provide you with soap, food, etc. And then there's also a little bit of money left over probably for maintenance purposes or whatever funding they put to the side to handle certain things, right? And out of that funding is what they pay somebody. Like, in prison, all inmates get a certain amount of money. I think it's like $1 to 78 cents a day to keep your cell clean. So at the end of the month, you got $30 to your name. Maybe you can get some off canteen. You know what I mean? And provide for yourself. Because other than that, a lot of them guys don't have nobody putting money on their books.
Well, how much money does this stuff cost? Like, is it normal price stuff?
No, everything's more expensive.
Everything's more expensive?
Yeah, everything's more expensive because it's monopolized. So it's not like I can.
So it's
not like I'm gonna get my
money.
soup from 7-Eleven or I get my soup from Wawa. It's like there's one person to get your soup from. So we're gonna charge you X, Y, and Z for this, right? So like one soup, even in early 2000s, probably was like 75 cents a soup, right? In this early 2000s, and then I want to say like in 15, 16, they went up to like $1. $1.25 a piece of soup.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
Yeah, but a diner, if you go to a diner, it's like $6.
But behind the wall, you feel it more, right?
Yeah.
So like, and that was in 2015. It's probably up to $1.75 now a soup. But when you think about,
so proportionally speaking, it's more expensive. Yeah.
and the guys be hungry because all the meals are calculated off of a generic person that's 5'9" and weighs 165. So technically, you only need this amount of calories to survive. So, some dudes are bigger, some dudes are smaller. Like, you know what I mean? So that money comes in handy, especially when all you want to do is eat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why if you're inside the prison walls making $1 an hour or $1 a day, that's
it's regular.
That's one thing.
Yeah.
But when you're out there fighting
fires, it's a whole different situation.
Farming,
whole different situation.
You know what I mean? They should at least extend a minimum wage. You know, even if you don't want to give it to them to use, like put it in an escrow account, make the money on the interest, whatever you want to do with it, and then at the end of the bid, give them what they earned, and then give them. You know, maybe they can put a down payment on an apartment. They could do something with it.
I would definitely say to keep in mind that those people that are doing the farming or doing the firefighting are low-level offenders, right? Like they could have been a simple assault, or it could have been somebody got caught with some drugs, and not no substantial amount because they wouldn't ever let them out there. You know what I mean? So it's not like you're gonna have hardliners, obviously, that feel like no, these dudes are serving their time. Life needs to be hard for them. It needs to be difficult. But at the same time, it's like, I'm fighting a fire, keeping you safe, and you know what I mean. Like I might die from suffocation over here, smoke, but
you can do both though. You could make it a hard time in there, but when they come out, they get what they earned. You know what I mean? I mean that's fair.
Yeah.
You know, if you're in jail for prison for 3 years, 4 years for I don't know, trying to steal some Christmas presents for your kids or something.
Yeah. And California's harsh. You know, they got that
three strike
process.
Dude, that's for real.
Yeah, I seen one case when there was a mother who, I guess all her crimes and felons were like burglary or like stealing. And the last felony was like stealing drugs, like to make sure that people had like prescription, you know what I mean? Like NyQuil and stuff like that. It doesn't matter. Like they don't care.
Nah.
3 strikes, that's life.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
That's why. That's like $80,000 a year per inmate. I had a professor in college who talked about that, and he was like, you know, you put a guy in jail for 5 years for stealing a car, $80,000 a year. It's costing $400,000.
Yeah, it's not
to keep
cheap.
that guy in jail. Why don't you just buy him a car?
Did you hear about private prisons?
No.
So like there are private prisons in
like Alabama, right?
Texas has some where believe it or not, the guys actually live good in there if you have the money to live good there, right? Other than that, you get the bare necessities like anybody in a public prison would, right? Like you get the same bare amount of calories, bare amount of whatever. But if you got the money to play, life gets a little bit better for you now. Because now we'll sell you a TV. You can pay for internet in here. Not obviously you can't go surfing online and make a Facebook page, but you can get apps to stream in here and watch movies, and you can pay more money to get better food to come to you. They make them pay for conjugal visits. You know what I mean? Like if you want your girlfriend to come see you in a trailer, you and your girlfriend will be locked in the trailer for a couple of days, but yeah, you got, you know what I mean? You got to pay that money to play. It's like pay to play.
So they're privately funded?
Yeah, private owned.
How does anyone get sent to one of them?
It depends on where it is, because a lot of the prisons got built because some of these places didn't have enough money to build more institutions. So then you take that weight from off of them, right? And then you kind of cut the money a little bit. So now the state is saving money by just giving you half of the amount of money. Because think about it. In order to house an inmate, how much it costs, the CEO staff and all that stuff like that. So now if you got a private prison that's saying subsidize to me, which means you don't have to pay the full amount, pay me a certain amount of money, I'll get my money off the back end. Then they come through and collect it.
Well, how do they make money? Like how is that a business? Like what's the business model there? Like
if I own everything around your life, I can sell you anything and it's cost you some money. You know what I mean? Like
yeah, but you can make all that money back from a TV and mattresses and whatever.
Think about TVs. You think about this. You're paying me for your internet service.
Okay.
Right, but I got one internet service for this whole prison. But I'm collecting money from all 4,000 inmates.
It's got to be a big router, dude.
You know what I'm saying? Like to pay for this internet service or whatever the case. And then even the conjugal visits, I'm getting money off of that. The commissary, I'm getting money off of that.
So I guess I wonder if they tend to send more people that are like more well off to these prisons so that they can.
They do, but there's also regular inmates that get sent there too.
They probably love it.
Well, they.
Who's fighting in then? You know
Nobody.
what I mean? Like, I'm gonna watch
I'm gonna
Netflix,
beat the
dude.
hell
Fuck
out of this.
this, right?
Like, yeah.
That's cool. So, all right, moving on to dumb thing of the week. I tried to do it like Flounder. Right? Dumb things.
We got to give a shout out to Flounders right now. The only person I know that goes to Florida for a snowstorm.
Bro, that's my dumb thing of the week.
Did I? Oh,
it's okay.
I killed it.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
Bro goes to like an island off of Florida. It's snowing 9 inches over there, dude.
Yo, then he tries to make lemon. Like he's like, God must have known because I'm a podcaster. I needed something to talk about. So it snowed while I was out here. I'm like, yo, I'm
sure this is gonna be his dumb thing of the week next week also. But I just got to give it to him right now, dude. You go to Florida on vacation with your wife and kid. And you're stuck in a hotel room. It's a white dude. He sent me a picture, dude. It was like you couldn't even see. The visibility was 10 feet. It was white.
Remember the what was it? The Home Alone when they went to Florida and it was just raining and they couldn't leave the motel room. Like that was my man Flounders down there. Like he's just stuck in the hotel room. Like, yep.
Poor guy.
Yeah.
That's his luck.
He's making the best out of it, though.
Dude. Well, he gets to chill with his son can't squirrel off nowhere. Where's he going to go?
Yeah, he's having fun. He's making the best of the situation.
They're taking pictures next to palm trees and it's...
None of those go together, but
it's funny.
He's down there for history. Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right, man. So what you got? Anything dumb?
Yeah, me.
All right.
I'm the dumb thing of the week.
All right.
So, remember that day when it was snowing? And then the following day it dropped, like the temperature just dropped all the way down. Mm-hmm. So I'm thinking everything's salted. I go out for my 45-minute walk, and I must have entered the most treacherous path ever on the sidewalk. And I'm trying to do this walk, and my dumb ass is walking in Nike Dunks. Don't ask me why I'm wearing Nike Dunks. I just grabbed the closest thing, started walking. I'm freezing cold. I got my AirPods in my head. At a certain point in time, I log off with my music on. Like, I just hear my music, and I'm just walking with my head down, just walking. So there's these kids that I always see on this walk, and they're like the cool kids in the neighborhood, right? Like 12-year-olds, but they're riding bikes and doing their little wheelies and got their scully on and all that. So I'm looking at them. And I hit this stride in the ice. And when I tell you I planted, it was like Marvin Harry from Home Alone, like... I went up and went down to crash. And when I went up and went down, my AirPods came out, went in the snow, and they're white, so now they're missing. I hit the ground, and I stood there for a minute because I'm embarrassed, right? I'm like, damn. And I'm embarrassed for the 12-year-olds.
Yeah,
because I'm like,
I was going to say.
Jesus, this is terrible, right? And now I'm at a certain age, so it takes me a little bit longer to get up. So now I'm like, ugh. I'm looking up, and they're just looking at me. They're not even saying nothing, which makes it worse. They're just looking. Yeah. Like this, and I'm looking at them, and I can't get up right away because my AirPods are missing. So now I'm still on the ground trying to grab my phone and use my phone to find my iPhone, John, trying to find it. Now I'm sitting here rolling around on the ground trying to find it in the snow. It goes off. I get them. I put it in my ear. I look up. They must have been laughing already. They just turned their heads, put their hoodies on, and kept on riding. And I'm not done my walk. I got to finish. I'm like, Jesus Christ. I'm soaking wet. My body's hurting because I just hit the ground. I make the walk. I come back home. My lady looking at me like, you soaking wet. I'm trying to pass it off as sweat. Right? Like, yeah, I really had a hard walk out there today. Like, trying to act like nothing happened. Bro, the next day, my knees is killing me. My back is killing me in ways I never knew. But, like, the embarrassment didn't stop. And then after that, I had to do another walk. And I see these kids every day when I make this walk. And I know every time they see me, they be like, that's that guy that...
Well, dude, first of all, props to the kids for not making a big scene in front of you and laughing.
I think they were shocked.
So you felt too hard for them to laugh initially, but once they saw you were okay, they still kept it together.
It didn't happen fast. I tried to stop it. You know how you feel it, you're
slow motion.
But everything you're doing makes it worse. And
Oh man, dude.
It was bad, bro. It was bad.
I feel your pain, dude. I wish that was on camera.
No, I know. That was another fear I had too. That I was on somebody's Ring camera because of the way I fell. It was like front door, right? And then you just see me tumbling. Like, oh,
Might happen.
Yeah, it might happen.
Might say it.
Might be on the Williamstown Facebook page. Anybody know this guy? Is he okay? Seemed like a bad fall.
Yeah. Remember in high school, dude, like baggy pants were like a thing, and they would go down like there was no tight ankles.
No.
It was like the looser the better.
Was
it was all bell bottom, like 10 sizes too big.
Yeah.
And the heel would get underneath the shoe.
Yeah, the back of your jeans was always
ripped.
Yeah.
Always ripped up.
Horrible.
But if you wore like sweatpants, you
had that cuff.
The shit would be slippery.
Mm-hmm.
I felt, dude, I ate it one time in the middle of the hallway, and this fucking nerd, dude, was like, ah.
That makes it so much worse.
Man, I went to the police, the police officer's office.
Yeah.
'Cause he was like my boy. I'm like, yo, dude, you gotta pull this up, bro. This shit's funny. So I was right in front of the camera, dude. We watched it, and this guy's walking by me, just like, oh shit. So I feel your pain, dude. It happens. It happens to the best
I've had a couple slips in my time. That wasn't the first time someone seen it. It's just worse because I felt embarrassed by 12-year-olds.
Yeah.
I was like,
and you got to see him every day.
Yeah.
And you had to finish your walk.
It doesn't go away. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I seen them today. I try to change my timing so I leave at different times so I don't see them. But I seen them on the way back, and they're just riding a bike, and every time they just look.
Like, I'm all right, dude.
Like,
it's all right.
I tried to look at them and keep my head down.
Yeah, they're gonna eat shit on their bikes one day.
I'm hoping I'm there to catch it.
And then you'd be like, yeah, what's up, man?
I'm going to have my camera
I know how
out.
that feels. You all right, dude? Yeah.
I'm going to be the guy in the corner. Like, I got you now.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a tough one.
It's all right. Yeah. This too shall pass.
How many days are you? In
17. This today's 17. Yeah, I got a long way. Yo, bro, the hardest part, I swear to God, because the playoff weekend happened and my guys are together.
Yeah, Super
Like,
Bowl's
bro,
coming.
come by, man. And I'm like, nah, I ain't coming over there. They're like, what happened? Nah, because I already know what it's going to be.
Is it liquor or is it any alcohol?
Any alcohol. Oh. Yeah, I can't have beer. I can't have nothing.
Damn.
But I'm losing weight, right? I reached that point where you start to see some of the changes. So you're going, but you don't realize how long 75 days is.
No, you don't. But that's a really good rhythm to be in. Like,
yeah,
you'll stop counting.
I'm
Eventually,
sharp. I'm on point right now.
Yeah, but you'll stop counting the day. Like, it won't feel like you're counting the days.
Right now is bad.
Yeah.
It's bad.
Well, the weekends are tough.
The weekends are the worst part.
The worst, yeah.
You know what else is bad? Days like today when it's cold as shit and you get in the house and you experience the heat and you're comfortable and you're like, fuck, gotta go back out there. I gotta walk. Yeah, then it gets. I walked in the snow when it was snowing outside.
Dude.
That wasn't that bad. I had my boots on. I just kind of trucked through it.
You got 60 days left, 2 months. You'll be into March. End of March?
When the weather's breaking.
End of March, yeah. Mm-hmm. You'll be wearing a T-shirt by the end. Looking
know.
fly, dude.
March in
dude, you won't even have a shirt on.
March in Jersey is crazy.
Yeah, you won't even have a shirt on. It won't even be like anywhere near Suns Out, Guns Out weather. But you're gonna be like, yeah, fuck that, dude.
It'll be wear a tighter hoodie weather.
You're like, check me out, bro.
Yeah, man.
Good stuff, dude.
It's a difficult ride.
So, all right. We got this New Jersey 2025 Strategic Highway Safety Plan, where New Jersey is striving to have 0 fatalities.
That was a hell of a read.
That was their 2020 plan, because they haven't laid out their 2025 plan yet.
They had a 2015 plan.
Yeah.
And then I seen it.
Yeah. So basically what New Jersey is striving for is 0 automobile fatalities for an entire year.
Impossible.
It's impossible.
Yeah.
Totally, especially in New Jersey.
Yeah.
And some of the ways that they want to do it is equity, meaning even like the underserved population, like those roadways, they want to put improvements on them to prevent the fatalities and accidents and stuff like that. Lane departure, so stuff like rumble strips and for the center line, rumble strips for the shoulder, guide rail, I don't know. They talk a lot about like education. Like who the fuck?
Yeah, I don't know.
What do you mean
I will
education?
say I am one of those guys that have felt the rumble strip
Yeah,
on the shoulder
They
lane
work.
a couple times. I
they
ain't
work.
gonna lie.
And
to
the
you.
guide rail works.
Yeah,
It does.
yeah, it does.
But you can't.
You're not gonna get to zero.
Can't
though.
stop stupid. No.
I think when I was going over it, it said something like 60% of the fatalities are like lane departures, which is like young kids or like the speed demons trying to cross against oncoming traffic or doing some crazy nonsense. Then the other 20% was
Drowsy, distracted.
and then the 40, like what is it called, the intersection roads, where someone's like cutting across from
Yeah.
it. Like most of the way it happened is aggressive drivers, drowsy, like you said.
Did you
Believe it
see
or not,
the,
intoxicated was like
It's down
9%. Like yeah.
Did you see the bottom of the list?
What?
Work zone.
Yeah, I did see it was the bottom.
Bottom, dude.
Safety,
That's awesome,
bro.
bro.
Yeah, safety,
That's
bro.
well, train related is the bottom. Mm-hmm. And they're looking to improve the grades of the road that lead up and off of the train tracks. I guess big trucks maybe get stuck on because the grades are all fucked up.
Yeah.
Because they are some big hills. I
You
mean,
can't fix dumb though. Like
No, you can't fix them. Absolutely not. But
I was looking at that at the graph and it was talking about the fatalities of the year. Do you know what 2 years spiked the highest on that graph? It was the year that Fast and Furious came out, 1 and then 2. I went and looked it up.
good on you for putting that together.
Yeah, I was looking at it. I was
Hell
like,
yeah.
damn, why do I remember 2001? What was happening there? I remember that's when all the kids had like lights under their car for no particular reason and all that and started all that drag racing.
Yeah.
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 It was crazy.
But either way, it sounds like there's going to be a bunch of infrastructure improvements coming to
Work.
for the for
work.
the safety of the motorists.
Make it as safe if you want. I also read somewhere that Jersey has like the most complicated highway systems, like in the country, which compared to California is
I mean,
crazy.
if you've been up to North Jersey, dude, it
Yeah,
is.
it's wild up there.
You can't even read a GPS. Like this thing tells you exactly what to do, and you still fuck it up.
Yeah,
It's like
especially
turn
on
right.
that Garden State
Don't turn
Expressway.
that right. Turn the other
Yeah.
right. Because dude, you'll be coming off the exit, and it's like bam, bam, bam. And
Yeah,
you're
you
like,
gotta you gotta be like a familiar person with the
Yeah.
highways in North to get you. Most of the accidents happen in the North. We don't get
Oh,
them
yeah,
down here. If you look
yeah.
at the graph, it said like most of them was up North Jersey.
Yeah,
South Jersey, we got too much open space down here to maneuver. Is like,
yeah, yeah. We got good roads down there.
yeah, we got great roads. We're also not as congested as.
Come on, 472.
Yeah, get it together.
Do your jobs.
Get it together. What's wrong with you?
Yeah, but yeah, it sounds like a lot of work coming our way. A lot of
Well, it
bullshit
depends on that
education.
PLA stuff. Depends on that too, though.
Yeah, let's talk about that too.
Yeah, that federal judge shot down that Biden. He put in the PLA for make it mandatory for anything over 35,
so can
65.
you tell everyone what a PLA is?
PLA is a project labor agreement. So, project labor agreement is an agreement between a project owner and the local unions or the trade unions, where they set aside what the wages are going to be on a particular project, what's going to benefits, safety standards. They also have clauses in them like no strike clauses, agreements to make up for time. That's why sometimes you've been on PLA jobs, you got makeup days if you miss a day. And it also can target local populations for like, let's say a big project coming to Camden, they can actually put something in there. We want 20% of your apprentices to come from Camden, New Jersey, or we want you to add 20% more, you know what I mean, to make a targeted area. So it often benefits to keep the project on date and benefits the community around it.
So does this affect New Jersey as much? A place where you got to pay prevailing wage?
Yeah and no. So like right now, I mean, it's not going to hurt us because Jersey already has PLA laws in effect. So we always put our own money to like include in the highway work. But if you looked at it, so the ABC, the Allied Builders and Craft, whatever they call it, but they don't like union work. And they kind of just submitted a new petition to our current president to make a decision on if all federal dollars have to be excluded from PLAs. Meaning like even if a state is getting federal money and putting their money in it too, because it's federal money, they won't be able to put a PLA on it. That would affect us. Mm-hmm. That would affect us a lot. But
So then contractors would be able to come in and pay whatever labor rate they want?
well, prevailing wage laws would still kick in.
Okay.
So you can still have prevailing wage laws on from the state on
So
it.
that it wouldn't really affect the bids from non-union contractors as far as like the labor
The
they would
unions
still
would have
to-
a harder time getting on board because you still got what I was talking about before, where contractors don't play by the ball if they don't have to play by the ball, right? So
Yeah, so we got to be like way more on.
yeah,
on
you
it
have to
then.
be like
Yeah.
more hyper vigilant about like what we talked before. I heard you and Flounders talking about it last week. I could say, yo, you gotta pay the total package of $80 an hour for this person, and contractor come through and grab a guy like, yo, I'm gonna give you $65 an hour. Don't say shit. All right, fuck it, I'll take $65. The rest of that money go to the contractor because you can still bid at the price. You're still bidding at that same price, so
Right.
that's the reason why they don't want it. But
Right.
and there's also some guys that complain that are non-union because while they're on the project, because you could be non-union and work on a PLA project. You don't have to be union, but they kind of get upset because they're forced to pay in the benefits and get health care through the unions on that.
But in
time
New
and all
Jersey,
that.
you have to pay health benefits. You have over 10 employees anyway.
Yeah, but
But is there like a certain standard of health benefit that has to be met with a PLA, or
yeah,
with,
the union's health care plan.
so it has to at least match that. That's
Yeah,
the minimum standard.
they're paying into that. Their benefits are being paid to the local. And the local, so like if you're putting a PLA on a project, you're gonna last for a certain amount of time. You're gonna put in a certain amount of hours. Then you're paying into the health benefits, and then you get your health care through there. Like I know dudes that came from New Orleans up to the Jersey Capitol building where there's a PLA at, and it was a non-union company. They assigned me to work with them, but while they were there, the guys were giving books. Or everyone was given a book. They chose masonry or whatever because it was concrete. And while they were there for a year. They got health care from the union. They seen they had annuity. They had all that. And the guys were able to collect their annuity once they left after 6 months and get that cash down to themselves too. So
That's cool.
Yeah, so they benefited from it.
So what happens if a contractor already provides health insurance
They still got to pay into the
union one?
Yeah.
So if
that's
you
one of
were-
their complaints still. They're complaining that they already have health insurance, but it doesn't matter once you get into a PLA. You got to pay into the.
So the non-union contractor can let go of their current package
I mean, they have to
that
be
they're
covered.
offering?
They have to be covered. He could say, for this period of time, you guys are going to be covered by this. Because when you pay into health insurance, you still have a certain amount of time that you're covered for, right? Until that gets renewed again. So he could say, like, all right, you guys are going to get covered by this for this upcoming year. Whatever project is on this, that's what you guys are going to get covered by.
Oh, damn. I didn't realize it was like that.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good for New Jersey contractors that are
Yeah.
union because it makes a level playing field.
Yeah, no, I think the complaint really came from those places where the union density isn't that high, right? Because then the prevailing wages in those areas aren't union wages. They're lower than that. So that's when contractors complain that if they get a PLA in a low density neighborhood, then the prevailing wage might be damn near minimum wage or $20 an hour, but the union is still charging more. So now they're forced not to pay the prevailing wage, they're forced to pay above. In Jersey, it's different because in Jersey, our prevailing wage is the same thing as the unions. We got the control of that. So in Jersey, you're going to pay, technically, you're going to pay the same thing that you would pay in a prevailing wage job. But the difference is, and this is how we know something's always funny, because if they was paying into benefits, rather than paying the money up front, they pay less in taxes. It's cheaper than having to pay somebody the totality of $80 an hour. You're paying them the $40 an hour in pocket, 44, whatever it is, and the rest is coming in to the union.
And they have 90
tax-free.
days. They have 90 days to
So
do
it's
that.
actually cheaper to do it than pay
And
up
they,
front.
yeah, and a lot of these guys, like they figure on what they're going to be spending on a project. They put, whatever. If it's
Everything
$1
to the
million,
side,
they
yeah.
put it into a like a high interest account.
Yep.
They get all the interest on it, and then they pay it, every 90 days. So it just makes it a level playing field. I mean, and a lot, like I worked for a contractor before, and before I got into the union, and we were all on prevailing wage jobs all the time. So we would go to like Pennsylvania, New Jersey. We always liked to work in New Jersey because it was the highest prevailing wage.
Right.
We go to Pennsylvania, it'd be $28 an hour. We go to Delaware, it'd be $25 an hour. We go to New Jersey, it was $38 an hour at
Right.
the time. Which we were probably getting dick too from that. But yeah, it makes a level playing field. And so how easy would it be for the current administration to pass something like that?
Well, the PLAs are actually
the-
done by an executive order, but I think it's be harder to overset the state. It'd be harder to overset the state.
They're trying to deny the state federal funding for PLA projects or for prevailing wage projects.
They're trying to take the ability of the state to put a PLA on a project that has federal funds.
Okay.
That's what they're trying to do.
Okay.
So what they was able to get was the fact that the federal government can't demand a PLA, right? Because there's some states where the federal government is actually the one doing the project.
Mm-hmm.
Where out here is mostly Jersey doing it, right? Like Jersey's doing the highways.
We have some federal
They
projects,
just take but most of the time you're going to get like the Jersey state taking care of the highways or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But now on those federal projects that we have out here, there's no guarantee. They don't have to use a PLA. So he rescinded Biden's. It goes back to Obama's executive order, which was, well, I believe it goes back to Obama. I don't think that Trump ever put one out. But Obama's was the suggestion, like you shall or you should put a PLA on this project for over that. So it's kind of up to the agency whether or not they put on that project, and each project can be lobbied or whatever the situation may be.
So what checks, like what has to happen for that that federal funding to not go towards projects with a PLA? What has to happen? Is it just someone has to sign a paper? Does it have to go through like court?
I actually think that will have to go more through the court or through the law or higher up, because you're actually trying to demand the state not to do something with federal funding.
And the state would fight that, right?
Yeah, because it's still about state sovereignty, right? Like, so now it's about, I'm telling you can get some of this money, but you can't do this with the money. Like, you can't put PLA, you can't hire these people, you can't, like, so it makes it a little bit difficult, especially when the state's putting in money into the project as well.
Right.
You know
so
what I mean?
It's not an overnight process.
No, I don't think it is, but it's interesting to see what he does. I think I'll be watching to see what he does.
Well, it's interesting to see what New Jersey does. I mean, hopefully New Jersey takes their stand.
Jersey and New York,
fold, you know what I mean?
Yeah, Jersey and New York would be real interesting to see what they do. I think PA is going to be probably a difficult situation, but it's just interesting to see how the things play out when you don't have that. Like, a lot of people didn't know that Biden did that. Biden made it where it was like over, was it 45 million or 60? It's over 35, something like that, where anything over this price automatically PLA, doesn't matter if it's low density or not, work with the unions. That was the law of the land.
Yeah.
Right, but now that's gone. But it wasn't a presidential decision. That was a judge decision that basically sided with the non-union guys who were fighting against it. So,
well, I guess it's definitely something to monitor.
Yeah.
So keep us updated.
Gotta stay vigilant, man.
Yeah, keep us updated for sure. That's definitely something to keep track of. Anything else?
Nah, man, I think we could. Flounders, man, you're gonna come up with some more snow, so.
Yeah, you see the swag, dude?
Yo, I see that, man. I ordered a hat too, bro. I'm waiting on that hat, man.
It's in Poland, bro.
It's in Poland, which is crazy.
The LiUNA Poland is, I'm sure, working on it.
We are the international union, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
I love the sweater though. Dumb thing of the week.
Yeah. Check us out. One Stop Dude Shop. We got the links on Facebook. Check it out if you want some swag.
Yeah, it's easy to order too, man. Everything gets tracked through my phone through the wallet.
Yeah,
which is cool.
Nice. Yeah. All right, man. Thanks for coming and hanging out. It's always a pleasure.
Man. Always good to be here.
I'm sure you'll be back sometime soon. I'd
probably
love having you here.
Probably.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I'll be in the corner somewhere watching you guys.
All right, man.
All right, y'all.
Until next time. Bye.